However, it feels quite ridiculous to have this car on a track, but if I'm being honest with you, the only reason I'm here is I wanted to get that big slide shot so I could go, all the others have done the manual gearbox change, everyone else has done this and this, but you've not seen it driven like this. Well, in reality, I'm going to do that twice to get the shot, and I'm not going to do it again right now because I've got a funny feeling the diff might fall out of it or something will fail. I've not been through it with a tooth comb. It feels great on the road, but this morning she was a bit noisy. She had a grumble about her. Not an expensive grumble, not an engine or gearbox one, but there was a wheel bearing or the diff, I'm not quite sure. Not a noise you get in a new vehicle. This engine is 15, 16 years old in this car. It is magnificent. I know it's not very fast by today's standards. Everything's got 650 horsepower, but a 500 horsepower, normally aspirated V10 is a thing of wonder. In an estate car, oh, we were so lucky to have these things. So you'll notice that I changed gear using, I'm just out of sight probably, using the little mouse's ear down here. I used to call it a mouse's ear when this car was launched, I don't know why. I don't like the paddles on this car. I think they're rather ugly and they're not great positioned, and I leave them alone. In fact, I think I might take them off, just get rid of them. Because I use this thing down here because I like it a bit DTM. I'm not going to say much more about its handling on track. The EDC dampers definitely work because I've flicked them and the car is much, much stiffer. The electric seats work. These are really good seats actually. They've got the ability to bend the backrest halfway up, which I think they stopped doing afterwards because it was too expensive. Let's see what we can do here. Second gear. I'm really not sure about this. If you hear a bang and then the back wheels go off in a different direction, you know what's happened. So we won't do a transition because she's a bit old. We're just going to give it a prod in second, see what happens. Oh, Jesus. That's not bad. What a thing. So that was EDC, full stiff, never slid it before, let the back end step out. It just went out beautifully. The M variable diff did its thing. Oh, I tell you what, I'm in love. Why have I not had one of these before? 24,750 I think I paid for it. It needs a service, needs an MOT soon. Plenty of tyre on there. The brakes are a bit useless, they really are grumbly. But the engine's had all the bits that you want doing to it. Well, I'll explain that on the road next. But I just wanted to show you that first slide. Let's have another go, shall we? Let's see what it looks like now. We go for a little slidey here. We just pin it here. It's absolutely brilliant. What a brilliant car. Track performance, pointless. Pretty good though. Front of the car's good. It's just a lovely, lovely thing. We'll go onto the road and I'll talk you through why I think everyone needs one of these. And quite a bit of money to run it. So here it is then. The 128,000 mile E61 M5. Covered in stone chips, the front bumper doesn't quite fit very well. It's not had a crash. First things first, come and have a look inside. I'm going to open this door for you, then I'll go the other side. So the interior of these cars normally wears appallingly, but these aren't too bad. Look, all the electric bits work. Normally that bolster there collapses really badly. All this is pretty good. It's got a dent there. It looks like an old dashboard. It is an old dashboard, but I defy you to not be impressed by the fact it goes to 200. And this bad boy, without the limiter, will get very close to that number. Steering wheel's got some of that peely, rubbery stuff's coming away. It's actually a heavily specified car for the time. It's got this massive panoramic roof. It's got a DVD player. Back seats have had some life. Have a look in there. Now, they've been sat on by little people. 2 dummy fag lighters. Doesn't have heated rear seats, which is a shame. Boot lid, look at this. Look how well this works. That works well. Tailgate, spare tyre came with the car. That doesn't fit too well. That's coming away, going to sort that out, but it's going to be a dog car, so I don't really mind. Watch this, closes beautifully. Bit of a scuff down there, that's its worst bit, but I'm not going to do that. I might even PPF over the scuff to keep the scuff because it's part of the car. Patination is part of old vehicles. Just imagine it's 2006, I'm about to reveal it, ready? Da, na, 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 na. So, 5 litre V10, normally aspirated, 500 horsepower. All the crash panels look pretty good. It's really, really smooth. It's very, very fast. It is, look at that, it's got the original BMW sticker there for the paint, Indianapolis Red metallic. It's had all the stuff you want doing to it. It might need a clutch soon, and I'd like to keep it as an SMG, I have to say, because it suits the character of the engine. But more of that to come on future stories. I'm so cold, I can't keep doing this much longer, because little Chris is now saying he's too cold as well. Let's have a look at the wheel. Lots of people tell me that they don't like these wheels. I think they're some of the best wheels on an M car. I mean, come on, look at it. I'm so happy. I wouldn't be more pleased if I had a brand new, super duper brand new car. I'm a happy boy. I think the inner equilibrium of the car nerd is in a good place when you're celebrating old cars, because that's more authentic, and I think it centres you, makes you realise what it's all about. I'm a little bit in love. It's just a wonderful car. It's lived a life. The interior's in pretty good nick. It needs some work doing to it. Normally aspirated 5-litre V10. It's just, there ain't no substitute. You can turbocharge things, mess around with them. There's something about an engine that revs, that sounds like this, that makes this an instantly incredibly special car. I love it. Cars this age, you just get in them and think, I know what's going on here. I'm just going to grade it as being surprisingly fast or unsurprisingly fast, and this is surprisingly fast. It's really, really quick. You saw that skid shot. It'll light up the tyres in the third and fourth gear in the dry. I think it's magnificent. Honestly, I thought this was going to be really scary, but now I'm in it. Not only am I not worried about it being scary, because it does feel quite strong. Why have I not owned one of these before? It's a V10 normally aspirated M car. Everyone's telling me that I should do the manual conversion thing. Well, do you know what? I'm not sure. I think this gearbox really suits this engine. It's big, it's practical, it's unassuming in Bournemouth Retirement Red with this sort of weird, creamy interior. But best of all, I had a phone call. No, I had a message from a man from the BMW press office who might watch this film. Let's call him Marvin. And he said, Chris, it was a press car. So it was a press car. I did drive it when it was new. Sometimes you get in something and think, I've been here before. And I had been in this car before. I think I drove it to the Nürburgring when it was new. And 125,000 miles later, I own it. I mean, I've got an Integrale that's minus an engine. I've got a Ferrari Mondial, you'll get updated about that at some point, that doesn't have a flaw. All my cars have done more than 100,000 miles, but this is my happy place. I've had a few years of new, expensive cars with warranties. Great, wonderful, efficient, fast. But where's the romance? Where are the problems? You know, I want the problems. I'm sorry, I do. I love it all. It's fantastic. There you go. Here endeth the lesson. And we've got big plans for this car. We're going to go and do something historical in it, let's say. Watch this space. And that's where the film should have ended. However, with all S85 engine cars, there's always a second story. So a few days after this was filmed, I took the car to Dara at Everything M. You can see his Instagram handle here. Knows everything about these cars. I went to drive a manual converted one, and then we saw my car wasn't quite so good at the back end. That's why when you see that cornering shot of it doing 80 miles an hour sideways, it's a bit lively because all the bushes were gone and it was leaping around a bit. So we replaced all the suspension, and that wasn't cheap. She had a service all ready to rock and roll, and then this happened. And this bit, quite expensive because the old SMG's gone wrong. So yeah, it isn't a straightforward ownership experience, but do you know what? I still absolutely love this car.